If you're struggling with niche ideas, I have over 10 Etsy niches that are data driven. And the concept behind this is to design ahead. And we're looking at Christmas, Halloween, Thanksgiving, and trying to get into those sub niches where there is a demand or just fresh ideas. And we found some really good trending ideas in this video. And the tool that I'm using to help me with the research is EverBee. And that's going to be down below in the description if you want to check that out. Keep in mind, there's niches that we're going over everything. Okay. So it's a little bit of up and down, but understanding the idea behind this is very powerful if you get the understanding and get to designing ahead of your competition. All right, so here is the first niche idea. Keep in mind, what I'm going to be doing is showing you like the main niche, and then we're going to go ahead and cross niche it with Thanksgiving and Christmas. So for example, skeleton coffee shirt, right? You're going to see that this has been up for 25, this one up for 36, this one's been up for 1 month, and it looks like it's starting to get some traction, but this has sales, consistent sales right here, right? 44, 5, and you're looking at the idea of the skeleton. Look at the skeleton and like the steam from the coffee. Pretty cool, right? And you can see what they're doing with the color scheme here. All right, so pay attention to that. Let's go down a little bit more. This is the one we just looked at. 20 added cards. That's really good, right? If you click on the cell, a large, so medium, unisex, so let's say medium, right? It's going to be moved to $19.99. And then if we come down, you can see they're charging $5.99 for shipping. Okay, so what is that? $26. All right. So keep that in mind. If you see the listings, you can see like they're price cutting it, giving like a 50% off sale. That's what they're doing. All right. So now the mainly, like I said, coffee and skeleton, like anything skeleton during the Q4, like Halloween, Thanksgiving, Christmas, and then going into like just the whole new year, it consistently makes sales throughout the year. So it turns into an evergreen niche, right? So I want you to pay attention to that. Little things like that you catch when you see certain things that are patterns and they're doing good. Figure out a way what you can do to make create a design. Okay. And I'm gonna show you some examples over here. So we go over here. Now we're going to do skeleton and pumpkin pie. Pumpkin pie is big, right? During Thanksgiving. I like pumpkin pie, but I can only have so much of it, right? And I'm pretty sure someone out there just loves pumpkin pie. Keep that in mind. If we come down, you can see like pumpkin pie till I die. This is cool. All right. Pumpkin pie of doom. The autumn, I'm ready to bring out the holidays. You can see with the skeleton delivering like the pumpkin pie, right? So there's this is a really cool idea. Maybe maybe you don't want pumpkin pie. You want to do cherry pie, right? So there's different ideas and different concepts with that, but this is just an idea right here that I can see possibly working right here. Skeletons and pumpkin pie. It'll be a really good idea. Now, next one will be skeleton and hot cocoa. During the cold, cuddly times, right, and the cozy times, and if it gets cold, people want to be inside and they love hot cocoa. So now skeletons and hot cocoa, I can see that working really good. And you're going to see like some of the conversion rates over here and the tool as well. So let's come back over here on that one I just opened up. This EverBee tool, this is basically breaking it down. So if you want to get into more detailed information, you can see the all-time sales. You can see when it spikes up. You can see, right? Last month, you can see that it's definitely making consistent sales, which is really good. It'll give you the all-time conversion rate. And you can see like this total of 5,400 sales all time. And it shows you the favorites, the views, the reviews. So this is definitely, this right here, there's some demand for this actual t-shirt design right here. Skeletons and hot cocoa shirt. So you can see that's a cool idea. You can see what they're doing right there. Skeleton has a witch hat, pumpkin, jack-o'-lantern, and then looks like a hot cocoa. Okay. Satan loves hot cocoa. And here's some other ones, pretty cool ones, right? Thinking of ideas, like think of hot cocoa, I think of marshmallows on top too, by the way. So just think of ideas, different concepts will work really good. All right, next idea is a mushroom foraging. You can see I typed in foraging, mushroom foraging shirt right there. Now they're showing like different types of mushrooms. I'm assuming that's what this is right here, a popular one. You can see it has the last one, 17 cells, and you can see the conversion rate. You can see this one is doing pretty good. So this niche just in general, and our main goal is to see what can you do to break into this niche and make sales for Q4. The mushrooms are like some pretty cool stuff, some pretty cool designs here. Okay, foraging. And there's another one here. There's just look at just basically just the mushrooms on a t-shirt, and it's doing pretty good. Okay, here's another one. I was raised with good morals. I think I said that. Fun guy. So there's definitely some traction over here in this niche, right? As you can see from the views, the conversion rates. And so if it doesn't have a sell, if you look at conversion rate, that's the next thing you'll probably look at, because the listing age, certain months it may do better than with sales for certain times of the year, like certain holidays or certain events, right? Keep that in mind when you're looking at any of this, but this is a good idea right here. And with cross niching it, we come over here. So like with, think of autumn forge shirt. Okay. So think of like different ways, like different holidays you can mix in, like mushrooms, and you can throw an autumn in there too as well. I think this will be a good one. That floral style like that. I'm thinking like if you can pot like this right here, mixing in like the different mushrooms and then just like different leaves for autumn would be a really good idea. Okay. Here's one right here. See what they're doing, but the mushrooms. But I feel like if you do like different, add some autumn leaves in there, make it like autumn vibes with the mushrooms, so that'd be a good idea to enter into like a niche like this. You can see like some of these listings do have sales on them. There's definitely a demand. Now, winter forge shirt, mushrooms, and I'm thinking just mushrooms. I'm trying to see if we can find something. If mushrooms and like snow, like something like that. I'm not seeing too much of that. I'm not sure if mushrooms would grow in the snow, right? Or if it's cold outside. I'm not sure if you know anything about that, but I was thinking like that would be a good idea to mix it with some type of Christmas vibe. And that's the main concept of that right there. So this might be like a wide open niche just because I'm sharing it with you and we're not looking on here. So think about how you can mix these keywords. So winter forward shirt, what can you do to enter into this niche that makes sense as far as creating that design and making it stand out so you can make sales in Q4. So that's a good idea. You can see there's certain keywords that are populating or certain keywords that are populating online and there's no design. So that's your opportunity to create a design for that niche to see if it makes sales. All right, so the next idea is witchy crochet shirt. So you're seeing like this witchy crochet. You can see like the witch of the cat right there. Here's another one, witches crochet club. It's a good day to crochet. You can see the different ideas that they're doing here, witchcrafts and doing crochet. Some really cool ideas. So understanding like the keywords, okay, well, the different ideas here, I think is a really good idea as far as understanding what people are going to be searching for. And if you see that there's a demand, I see that there's definitely a demand here as far as looking at the different designs. And then obviously like the top sellers are going to be more towards the top. You can see this, for example, has been up for 2 months and it has 4 sales. So that's a really good sign right there. So it's like a newer listing, but it's starting to rank and get sales. And most likely people are seeing it, sharing it, get the concept right, and it's getting more traction. So pretty cool. I think that's a really cool niche, right? People, black cats. Here's another cat right there. Pretty cool. So next one, thankful stitches shirt. Okay, so if you come down here, we got the thankful, right? Come down, thankful for Jesus, thankful for grateful, blessed, thankful. So think of like from the keyword phrase, thankful stitches, think of the crochet. So thankful stitches and like show like the crochet, something like that would be a good idea because you're like thankful for the stitches, right? Which would be like the crochet theme idea. So that would be the idea behind that, but I don't see too many different ideas. This does really good during Q4. Okay. Thankful just alone does really good for Thanksgiving, more general, right? Thankful. And then I can see it doing pretty good for throughout the year too as well, because people just thankful is more of just a saying. It's a general saying, right? But during Thanksgiving, it's really popular. Next would be Yarn Witch Christmas. Let's see what we got here. So this is how they have the crochet, the little yarn balls, right? All together like a Christmas tree. A really cool idea. Now let's see if we can find stitches. This is the one we just seen right here. Stitchcraft. Now, Yarn Witch Christmas shirt. So what can you do here as far as Christmas theme, like a witch crochet? Okay, so you got to think about that a little bit. I feel like this is a good one, like an underserved one, and you would have to think about what you can do as far as the Yarn Witch Christmas shirt. Okay, so this will be a really good idea here. Next is roller skate Halloween. You got the ghost roller skating. Look at this, is cool. This is so cool. Some really good ideas here. And it seems like it's like a newer trend, right? Because you look at the listing age, right? It's like a newer style. Okay, but look at a month old. That's a really cool one though. A skeleton roller skating, right? So that's would be a good idea too, just mixing in the skeleton. Look at they have the different color roller skates here. So it goes, creep it, rolling. That's a cool one, right? So that ghost roller skating seems to be like a new trend, a new idea that's populating. Okay, so that's a really cool one. Next is turkey. So skateboarding, right? So there's different ideas, different concepts here. Like what could you do here? Turkey, that is, you can do rollerblading too, would be a good idea. Or skateboarding like this one right here. I think something like that would be really cool, especially for those people that love turkey and they love skateboarding, or they love rollerblading and they love turkey. So it would be definitely a good idea. Holiday skate night shirt. So people love to do a lot of rollerblading, skating, especially during the holiday. They get together with the family and they go out and do some skateboard. This is a cool one. So think of, maybe you can put it together like the skateboards and turn it into a Christmas tree. That would be a good one. And then you can do that same thing with the rollerblading, taking all the rollerblades and put them together like a Christmas tree too. Here's the idea, the concept behind this one. This one has made a few sales, but I feel like you can do a little bit better than that one right there. So gingerbread too. Gingerbread would be a good idea too as we're looking at this. And then skeletons. Okay, some of these farmers market shirt. Okay, the farmers market is really big. Okay, it's been getting bigger and bigger, especially for locals. This, when I lived in San Diego, this was like one of the biggest. Like every week, they always had a farmers market, some type of farmers market night or stuff like that. And like any of the local fruit or vegetable places, more and more people start to go to those places instead of your big grocery corporation store, right? They're doing more of this. And so with that being said, as you're going to see, you're seeing like these, they're getting a lot of views, a lot of sales. You can see that eat your veggies, like certain sayings, certain funny sayings that are doing good in this niche. Support your farmers. This is a cool one. So think of it like you're going to a farmer's market and you're wearing the shirt. Okay. So there's so many different angles you can attack with this. Gardening, farmer's market, you can see that. Look at fresh strawberries. People go to markets, farmers markets, to go get fresh strawberries or pumpkins or different eggs. They do a lot of this stuff over there. Okay, so this is a big niche in itself. Next one, pie and sides shirt. So think of, let's see, thinking of sides. So I'm thinking like mashed potatoes, stuff like that, right? Pies and sides. That's a cool one, right? So I'm thinking of, okay, so like the pumpkin pie and then like different sides. Okay, there's cranberry. You can see right here, casserole, mac and cheese. There's different types of sides. So this is a good niche to it in itself. And just thinking of different concepts, pie and sides shirt. Tree farm shirt. Now, if we come down here, we're looking, in my heart is a Christmas tree farm. So like something like this. So think about, as they're going to be wearing this shirt too when they go get their Christmas tree. Okay. This is very big too as well, as far as people still, instead of using fake Christmas tree, there's people still are in that spirit of going out to pick their Christmas tree and cutting it down as a family and then bringing it back home. In my heart is a Christmas tree farm. So that's the concept and that's the idea from what I'm getting from that. So when you think of something like this, okay, what can you do here to enter this niche right here? You can see like this one seems to be doing pretty good as it gets closer to Christmas. This one already has 4 sales. This one has a conversion rate, but it's not there yet, but it looks like it's going to get there. So when it's season time for this, will be a good idea too as well. Next, board game Halloween shirt. This is interesting. Halloween, so like a game night. Okay. See what they did there. So make any type of game night that you're going to have. Can you mix in Halloween in some type of way? So think about what you can do there with trademarks and copyrights, but mixing in like matching t-shirts for game night would be a good idea. Or like they did here, ghost playing chess. That would be a good idea too. Can you mix with a game board, like a ghost or a skeleton playing some type of game, mahjong, right? That'd be a good idea. What too? Friendsgiving game night. This is a good one too. I feel like when it comes to this right here, Friendsgiving alone is a really big niche and is getting more and more popular because friends will have their own Thanksgiving together and they'll do it sometimes in October, but then they'll mostly, from my understanding, they do it more in November. They set it up together and look at this. This is cool. So do like a personalized, right? And it's showing all of them. But I feel like with this right here, something like this, when you put it all together like this, they're buying more than one shirt, which would be a good idea. Okay. And then think of funny sayings for right here. This is a good one. Then what he puts gravy in the corner. talk turkey to me. So think the funny sayings that you can group together for Friendsgiving. Wearing funny Thanksgiving shirts would be a good one too. Next is a holiday game night shirt. Christmas game squad. You can see what they're doing here. Game night, most likely to win. So they're using different sayings related to like the game, trying to be funny with it. Game, like what they did. Look at there, game night, how they put it together. Have the ace card right there. Looks like a chess piece, dominoes. Pretty cool. Some really cool stuff here. So different ideas, different concepts, right? So many different ways to do this. Pretty cool. All right, so the next idea is going to be Motel sign Halloween. This is pretty cool. Like that old school like style Halloween type of shirt. This is really good. And you can see it's like more of like a trending idea. You can see that there's definitely some demand. It's a newer style. So 3 months old, 2 months old. It's already, this one right here is already doing some damage right here. So if you see like the different, this is a cool one, the skeletons. These are all pretty cool. Okay. And I see like when I'm looking at this, there's pretty much, there's all newer designs, newer ideas, but I feel like this is such a new niche. Like people barely know about it, but like the one that is doing really good has 12 cells, 4 cells, and it's been up for 3 and 2 months. So that's a good sign. That means like the competition here is real low, or just a newer trend that you could possibly jump onto, but like what else can you do here? So the next one is the Harvest In type of shirts. So this is pretty cool. Stars Hollow, Connecticut, where you lead, I will follow. Harvest. Okay, let's see. I'm seeing like this little portable porch. I'm not even sure what this is called. Seeing a lot of that. More of some stamps here that are going on. Right here, this is a good one too. So different harvest festivals. So think of like different harvest festivals for different cities. Harvest In, harvest festivals, different areas that they're staying at. I think that's would be a good one, the concept what I'm getting at with those keywords. Some of the stuff I researched already, but it's just going back and going through all of it again. Just keep in mind, some of this stuff is just understanding the knowledge that I've learned over the years of doing print on demand and understanding different ideas. So look at Cider Festival too. So that's a good one too. Happy Harvest. So think of different ideas like that. That would be really good. Next one will be the North Pole Motel shirt. This is really cool. So we did see understand the Halloween, right? Now what else can you do? So North Pole, just think of Christmas, like a quote, a Christmas motel, right? So think of different ideas like that. That would be like the concept, the main idea behind this, right? And still a ways out, but I feel like that style of that retro motel sign is still new. The next thing, so it has cells. Since it's a newer niche, you can see it's 1 month old, 1 month old, 1 month old. Looking at that, so let's see what happens. There might definitely going to be some cells, I believe. Next is Garden Witch. This is a cool one. Okay, so first up right out of the back, God forbid women have hobbies. You can see there's definitely some demand here, but I feel like you can do like a garden, some type of garden. Okay, here we go. Something wicked this way grows. This is a cool one. So I'm thinking of garden and witch, right? We know, I see that we researched this shirt idea. It's a ghost, right? But garden. Okay, this is we know this one. Okay, we came across this one too before already. Green witch. Thinking like a witch in her plant witch. Something like this type of theme, like a witch in her garden just hanging out. Okay. And doing some gardening. That's the first thing I'm thinking about. I really don't see too much of that. So that may be an underserved niche, but this is coming up. So this will be a good idea to test out because there's so much traffic just for Halloween in general. So think of Halloween garden witch. So think of different ideas. You could put like a skull in the garden, stuff like that. Little things, elements around it. And I think that would be a good idea to put up a design. Next is the pumpkin grower shirt. Pumpkin, I'm thinking so say pumpkin farms, like different pumpkin pickers. So thinking of the grower, actual person like the farmer, pumpkin farmer or something like that. And the grower or even the pumpkin picker would be all good ideas. This one's pretty cool. So you're going to think about different ideas, what you can do here as far as understanding the niche and the demand here. And then you can literally just dive in right here. This is be a good one too. So winter greenhouse shirt, Cold Farms, Warm Heart. And so that's a greenhouse right there with the glass with the garden inside, right? I think this is a really cool idea because as far as understanding the niche a little bit, thinking of a greenhouse and thinking of just like Christmas theme or maybe just a snowy green, like a cool greenhouse with snow over the top. Something like that would work really good, I think. Just coming up with different concepts, different ideas with that. What we can see, like, I'll be in my office. Look at this one. I'll be in my office. It's a greenhouse, right? But now, like, can we make it more like a winter theme? Okay, think of what you can do here. You literally just put some snow in the background, maybe a Christmas tree or something like that. Get creative with it, and I think it'll be a good one. So the cozy horror shirts. Halloween Horror Nights. So you want to be careful at Universal Studios. The reason I have my buddy, I've been to this Halloween park a few times, Universal Studios, with at nights, the Halloween Horror Nights. I have a few buddies that are actually going there this weekend. They invited me, but I didn't end up going. So you want to be careful with what you're using here because you want to understand any trademarks and copyrights. But being more general, like something like this, and we can see where's the other one. I think something like this would work good, but I think just Horror Nights or something like that. I'm not sure if how you have to look at that. Halloween Horror Night. Maybe Horror Nights is copyrighted because you want to be infringing on the actual theme park itself. So you just want to be careful with the idea, the concept here, and maybe just switching around the words. I think cozy horror shirt is more of that thicker, oversized shirt for women. It's the concept and the idea behind that. But you can see some pretty cool ideas. Just be careful. Like this one right here, pretty good. It's more of a simple, gets the floral and the flowers with the ghost in the background. Good idea. It's cool right here. The horse with the pumpkin no head. Interesting. Next is a gratitude reading shirt. I'd rather be reading books and coffee, remote books, book lover, cozy reading season. See, a lot of this stuff is going to be doing pretty good. Thankful for books. Thankful. So this is a good one. Thankful for books. So certain things, I close my book to be here. That's a good one. I like that. Dang, this is what's crushing. Simple. I love this because it's a simple text-based design and it's crushing, making a lot of sales. I love to see those simple designs that makes a statement, right? Close my book to be here. Grateful, gratitude. So I'm thinking of, if you think of it reading, thinking something that you're thankful for, and then something like with the book, just one more chapter. And then you can see how they're mixing this in right here. We found this, we seen this t-shirt when it was started taking off and doing good. Winter Reading Club. All right, Winter Reading Club. So just the season to chill out with the book and a coaster. That's actually doing pretty good. You can see 12 months. Seems like it does better. Snowy Trees and Mary Reads. North Pole Book Club. So thinking of, so like for example, like hot cocoa, we went over that right in the video, hot cocoa, reading books, coffee, reading books, iced coffee. Think of different things that people enjoy. Pumpkin spice and reading books, gingerbread and reading books. So there's different ideas, different concepts. And then they got the snowman in different poses reading a book. That's a good one too. Look at, they got the ghost theme reading books. That's cool. Teddy bear, got candy canes, got presents in there. That's a really cool one. And then look at this one. You got the ghost dressed up in different. You got Santa Claus, got a reindeer. This is cool as an elf. That's pretty cool. I love this one. This is clever. That's a cool one. So just think of different ideas like that. Next one is a Halloween. So tattoo style themed, the tattoo niche. Okay, just tattoo in general, but like mixing it with different themes. No. So Halloween, you're seeing, like you got the ghost that's dressed up. And it's doing pretty good. So it's dressed as, it has many sales, but it's going to make sales, it looks like. Ghost that's dressed up all tatted, like tattoos all over the ghost sheet. That's not a bad idea. So think of that. Okay. You've seen the skeleton. Maybe you can, there's some way you can do like a tatted skeleton, or there's some way that you can do a tatted ghost like this. This would be a good idea. Okay. Let's go down. And then any of the tattoos are trashy. Bruise and tattoos. See what they did there. Spooky, the wolf and the witch. Okay. Look, this is like a tattoo style, right? So think of the inked and haunted. That's cool. I like that one. It hasn't only got one view, but only up. It's like a newer. I think it's a newer trend, but that's a good idea because ducks, goose. The goose niche is doing really good right now, and then you mix it with tattoos. Good idea. Now, keep in mind when I say it's a good idea, like you're taking a chance. You still have to put the design up and list it up on the internet to see if people want it, right? So it's all about testing. The market decides if it's a good design or not. Okay. Autumn tattoo shirt. So look at this one right here. So you got like the autumn leaves, right? And that floral, that rose tattoo style. So think of that. I'm thinking like a pumpkin tatted up, right? That would be a good idea too. Trashy. Pumpkin spice and tattoos, something like that, right? So autumn, think of anything coffee and tattoos, staying alive. You can stay alive. Pumpkin spice right there. So think of something like that. That will work good. Pumpkin pie and tattoos, right? That might be a good one. Next one, holiday tattoo shirt. So all I want for Christmas is a new tattoo. Boom, money. That's like, you can see the concept, see the idea, what they did there. And I think it works really good right there. It's more of those flower tattoos are trashy, right? So I think Santa Claus tatted up. What else can you do? Mrs. Claus, elf tatted up. There's so many different things that you can do here. That's a cool one. Yeah, I think there's a ton that you can do here. So think of different ideas. Now, I hope you enjoyed the research in this video. All the niches I found, I used EverBee to help me with the data-driven results, which is very powerful if you understand it. So that's going to be down below in the description if you want to check that out. And if you want more low competition niche research, watch this right here. I have more Etsy niches for you. Thank you very much for watching. Peace out.